Hello there, Lynx. We are playing Serena from Eroraen, and this is Act 3, which name I do not remember. We've seen it at the end of the previous episode. Now that I think about it, I could just insert this into the title of the video. But with that being said, let us continue. Let us try to get closer to the girl whose name is in the title, Serena. After that night, where Serena and I had some time to talk and become closer, everything changed. Our relationship, which had previously been very cold and distant, was beginning to be the opposite. Let's go! Who is it?
It's me. Can I come in? Are you presentable?
Of course I am. Come in, come in, come in. Every day since then, the two of us would meet to hang out together. Let's go! To talk about anything or just walk around. Nice. Although, to be honest, it used to be her who always came to me first. So it changed. It really changed. It could be because she's dying to be with me. That's a weird line to say. Also, I said it very weirdly. Or it could be because I'm sleeping late. So, what do you feel like doing today?
Today? Let me think.
She waved all her options before giving an answer.
Well, you have time to think about...
Well, you have time to think about it because today I have to go with Ray for you know what.
Oh!
Blood collection days were something Serena hated because they created some uncertainty for her. That long face again. You see, you have nothing to worry about.
So you say, but... What if you start feeling unwell today?
If the last few times nothing happened, this time it will be no less. I wonder how often it happens exactly. In fact, how about you come with me?
Hey, to watch you lose years of your life because of me? That's cruel of you, Edgar.
What have I told you about this pessimistic attitude?
It's not pessimism, it's reality. Or do you enjoy having so much blood taken from you?
I don't enjoy it. That would be a very weird king, to be honest. What I do enjoy is the result. I took her hand in a gentlemanly manner.
Hey? Alright, alright. I trust this stubborn person.
That's better. I praised as I patted her on the back.
You still need to prepare yourself, don't you?
Yeah, but it won't take long.
Then I'll wait for you in my room when you're done with Ray.
No problem. Now, come on, get out of here before you see me naked.
Oh, in that case I have no problem.
She laughed as I pushed her out of the room. Don't be a pervert and give me some privacy. Come on, come on, come on.
Okay, okay. You don't have to push me.
I closed the door as soon as her feet landed on the hallway carpet. After that, I leaned my back against the cold wood of door, letting myself slide down to sit on the floor. Don't forget to meet me in my room after...
Don't forget to meet me in my room afterwards. It's a promise.
She shouted at me as she walked away. I gave an anguished laugh in complete silence. I was tired. Extremely tired. The bad thing, I had just woken up. I knew what this exhaustion was about, and I don't think I need to mention it. I'm not sure how long I've been here. With Ray, with Serena. How many months or weeks have passed since then? What? Huh? I wasn't sure, but here I am. Still making promises I may not be able to keep. I'm starting to get pathetic. Can't you, like, stop giving blood and just work there? I mean, just a question, right? I didn't have the look into the contract, actually. That's the thing, right? Maybe it's said that something about that, but still. I laugh inwardly again, almost desperately. Maybe Serena is really right, and I'm going to have to resign. I raised my hand to look at her, but that simple gesture was already difficult to do. No. I can still hold on. I'm sure of it. I tried to get up from the floor, but after that I became completely dizzy. Luckily I was able to hold on so I didn't fall. Even so, I was scared. My legs were trembling along with my arms. However, I decided to go ahead and ignore these warnings. I didn't want to break my promise to her. I didn't want to leave her alone. I grabbed the doorknob and with great effort opened it. I hurried towards the room where the nurses and Ray were usually waiting to fill the blood supplies. At the same time, I thought that in addition to not wanting to abandon her, it was also pure selfishness. I didn't want to be away from her. I was beginning to need her. To want to know more about her, to want to hear her voice. But I knew this was also killing me. I sat in my usual chair. A chair that rather than being comfortable, I was beginning to see as an execution chair. The looks on Ray's and Nurse's faces looked more and more worried. But no one dared mention it. Tell me that my life was hanging by a thread. Obviously I could give up and let someone else take the seat. Let someone else's blood run through these tubes. The blood of someone other than my own would fit Serena. I didn't want it to happen. Edgar, your latest analysis, Yeah, I don't think you need to tell me. It's obvious how I feel, isn't it? That's me, Serena, no. No, I have not let her see me in this state. And when do you plan to tell her? Edgar, you are free to leave at any time. If you do, you could still... Don't go on, Ray. I'm aware of everything and I don't care. I told you that when we first met, don't you remember? I had nothing, so I have nothing to lose if I end up dying here. In fact, I'd be giving my life for someone else, isn't that a good thing? That at last my existence has made some sense. What about her? He interrupted me, annoyed. What about Serena? Don't you have each other now? Since I've been working this mansion, I have seen the lady like a soul in pain in these corridors. Do you know how much she changed since you've been with her? Do you? If you don't know, then think about it, Edgar. Think about her too. Of course I think about everything, that's why I'm sitting in this chair. Dude, again, I mean... Quit, but stay. Just stop with giving the blood. I'm giving my blood, my time, and what few allergies I have for what I consider important. Her. And if you die, do you think that will cheer her up? If there is one thing I've learned, is that time can bury everything. I watched how the nurses picked up the instruments, so I started to take things off my arms. Can you stand up? Yeah. I tried to answer, but I regretted it. I'll take you to the room, but drink plenty of water and rest. If your situation does not become more stable tomorrow, I'll sign your resignation for you. I tried to answer, but I could feel my vision beginning to blur with dizziness. I closed my eyes and knew that Ray was carrying me on his back to my room. As he laid me on the bed, words came from my lips. Thank you, Ray. I whispered that I will never know if I was hurt or not. Probably was. But might not have been actually. Who knows? Only Ray. When I could open my eyes again, the sun was already setting. I didn't know what time it was. I didn't know how long it'd been since I fell asleep. That didn't matter now. Serena, I said quietly as I left for her room. I was mentally prepared to do my best and pretend that everything was completely normal. Mentally, but were you physically ready? Excuse me. I walked into the room where Serena usually read. On her table was a large, almost empty bottle. Also a cup that in other circumstances anyone might otherwise think would contain a luxurious wine. However, I knew it was my own blood.
You finally come! You don't know how long I've been waiting to have some time alone with you, Edgar.
Well, you have me all to yourself. Exclusively for my dear Serena. Good line, to be honest, good line. The evening light bathed the whole room with the sweetness and sadness of a childhood memory. The reflections on the crystal glass blinded me when by mistake my eyes fell on the glass. And almost as a distant farewell, a flock of birds could be seen on the horizon as they chirped out of sync.
I already told you not to treat me as if I were a rich lady.
I know. I pulled back one of the chairs to sit down. She did the same and sat across from me. She leaned her elbow on the table and rested her cheek on her raised hand. For a few seconds she admired the old landscape with the same melancholy that characterized her. There was a faint, quiet peace in the air. Something that called me my being, even if I felt that all this was beginning to come to an end. An end, like the sun itself that now embraced us in its warmth, and now also began to lose its power. I slightly sighed in relief. My legs were so tired as to cause me to be out of breath. So sitting here was the best thing I could do to hide my condition from her eyes. Well, what did you do today? I asked to bring up the topic of conversation and break the silence. She looked at me with curiosity and slight annoyance.
Wait for you,
she said in a somewhat annoyed tone. I knew Serena loved being with me, because even if it didn't seem like it, she enjoyed my jokes. From my witty remarks, and of course from my way of thinking as well. She loved to debate with me about anything just to get my opinion on everything. And that's all? I didn't think you had the spirit of an old woman in you. I tried to annoy her.
Very funny, Edgar.
She pulled my cheek to chastise me for that cruel remark.
The truth is that...
She paused slightly. Yes, I tried to get her to finish her sentence.
I'm worried about you.
Again? We've talked about it many times and I've always shown that I can stand my own 2 feet. You don't have to worry about anything, She turned her head with an even deeper grimace of annoyance on her face. To whom did I really want to lie? I was in a pitiful state. It had been days since I had looked in the mirror, because seeing myself so emaciated was terrifying. But that is why I'm here. I cannot run away from my duty, from what I've promised her. Of course, I also used to wonder at times why I was so insistent on keeping a life-threatening promise to a girl I didn't know very well. Why was I doing this?
I'm just saying I'm worried about you. I don't want anything bad to happen to you.
I knew she cared a lot about me. But that might not be the right thing to call it. Because in reality, what she felt was fear. A deep fear of being hurt by others, of being abandoned and cast aside, as had always happened to her. Perhaps it was cruel to say so on my part, but I knew that I was one of the few people who were committed to making a change. To break the loop in her life of pain. To transform it into beautiful memories that hopefully she could one day look back on with joy. And for this, I had to stay on my feet as long as possible. As I have made clear many times before to her, to Ray, and to myself, I was not here against my will. I really wanted to help her. I'm not lying when I say that I enjoy being around Serena, because she's... Well, it didn't matter now. Because however incredible and special she was, in the end it was me who was becoming a liar. She looked at me sideways, keeping silent as if she was judging or suspecting me. Or it could also be my own sense of guilt. Quit, say something, I shouted myself to react. Serena, for her part, picked up the half-empty cup with the one hand and took a small sip of contents. After putting it back on the table, she cleaned her lips with her tongue in a semicircular motion.
It doesn't bother you?
She asked me. What should bother me?
Me drinking your own blood without any kind of shame in front of you. Doesn't it make you feel like you're some kind of... I don't know.
Why should I feel bad about it? I replied. You needed to survive, so to stay healthy. You shouldn't apologize for being what you are.
I know, but still, it seems a bit strange to me.
She answered as she played, sliding the tip of her index finger over the rim of the cup. I sighed as I took a breath. You know, my blood is not the only thing I want to give you. Whoa! I came here so that you could feed yourself and have a chance to feel better, but that's not all. I began to explain as she looked curiously at me. I don't know how long it's been since we've known each other, and yet I'll give you so much more than just my blood. I'll give you my time, my attention, my friendship, and my heart so that you can heal those wounds yourself.
Which wounds are you talking about?
The ones you have deep inside of you. The ones you can't talk to anyone about because they could never understand your pain.
I don't...
She was hesitant. You need to not try to hide it any longer with me, Serena. Your eyes often show what you try to hide, and your silence shows what you try to keep quiet. I know you're hurt. I know you've always been alone, but I also know it won't be forever.
And how do you know that? Hey?
She raised her voice as she banged on the table.
I've never had anyone with me, and when I have, they've been gone.
She rose from her seat and looked out the window.
What are you supposed to know about how I feel, Edgar?
You're right. I don't know. I clenched my fists. But you don't know everything about me either, do you? You don't know what they've been through to get here, who I was until a few days ago. You don't know that either. And I don't care about that, Serena. Because I made a decision when I saw you. I put all those questions behind me, all my past, to focus on what took my breath away. And that was you. I have no regrets since I met you. And if I had it all, perhaps I would still think I was missing you. I give you everything I am and have, expecting nothing in return from you. I do it willingly because I believe it is the right thing to do. Because I think you are worth taking a risk and you deserve it. We all deserve to be trusted and believed in like that, don't you think?
And why did you decide to do it with me?
I don't know, I replied after a brief silence. Maybe because I saw myself reflected in you.
Reflected? We are very different, you and I...
No, we're not. We're both afraid. I got up as she did, to stand beside her. I'm also afraid of being forgotten.
Did you?
She looked at me a little puzzled.
But you always seem so outgoing and get along with others.
What's that got to do with it? That only makes others expect me to be made of steel. Someone who is always cheerful and who makes them forget the inside I'm still a broken person. Maybe that's why I saw myself reflected in you, Serena. Because when I saw you walking with such a majesty, as if you were an angel among mortals because of your hair as white as purity, no one noticed you. They simply ignored you when I was completely dazzled and spellbound. And you know what is the best thing? That I wasn't wrong at all. She kept her curious, almost teary-eyed gaze directly on my eyes. She said nothing, but I knew she was anxious about 1,000 things and surrounded by 1,000 of fears. I don't regret coming here. I do not regret giving my life for you. Because I don't regret meeting you.
You don't understand, Edgar. I don't want you to give your life for me. If you die, what will be left for me then? What I want is to be able to be with you, not for you to sacrifice yourself for me or die because of me.
I know. I was trying to find a way to answer her, but I couldn't help feeling like a liar. As if, in promising her I would never leave her side, the reminder that my life was ebbing away caressed me like a poisonous whisper. After a few seconds of abrupt silence overshadowed only by the squawks of distant animals melting in the light on the horizon, she resumed her restless voice.
So?
She asked me as if she wanted to put an end to the conversation.
Will you stay with me or will you leave? What are you going to do?
I won't leave.
So, can you promise me? Tell me, Edgar, can you promise that you will never leave?
I swallowed bitterly as a pile of confusion and nervousness formed inside of me. I wanted to make that promise to her again, but I knew I shouldn't do it. My time here was perhaps coming to an end, as much as I would like to think otherwise. Dude! Just stop giving out the blood. Again, I bet nobody would freaking have anything against it here. If I promised to be by her side forever, wouldn't that be a cruel lie? If I hurt her, I would not forgive myself. But at this moment, whatever I said, whatever I did, I knew it would end in something painful for both of us. Still, I had to give her an answer. I had to calm her anxiety and worry. Perhaps at the cost of a big lie, perhaps at the cost of a cruel truth, or who knows. I'm gonna promise. Let's do it. I will hope still that eventually there is an option of, alright, I will stop giving off the blood, but I want to stay here. Why is it? Is it a problem to do it? Come on, game. I promise you. I will not go away and I will stay with you no matter what.
Are you serious?
Of course, I did never lie to you. Telling her of all this without a hint of compassion was sickening me. Even though at the time I thought it was the best thing for her. And for both of us.
Huh. Well, I'll take your word for it, Edgar.
I'm starting to feel a bit tired. Do you mind if I go and rest in my room?
Of course not. You can go.
Taking advantage of the meager energy I had gained in this brief moment, I pretended to be able to make my own way to my room. In that same night, something woke me abruptly. My heart was beating hard and fast. My breath was coming out of my body as if it was carrying all my life force. And with it, a deep foreboding that was probably a warning. A warning that my body could go no further. The last remnants of life which clung to me were beginning to fade. Serena! I woke up completely dizzy and disoriented. I wanted to see her. I needed to see her. After calming down and concentrating on my breathing for a few minutes, I headed towards her bedroom. As I guided myself with the palm of my hand along the wall of that long corridor, I went looking for her. But why did I want to do that? What was I supposed to achieve? I knew that for me it was too late. Oh boy. Still, maybe for her. It wasn't yet. I knocked on the door.
Who is it?
It's me. I tried to identify myself without raising my voice too much, both because of my lack of strength and so as not to alert anyone else.
Edgar, give me a moment.
Cute! When she opened the door, Serena was hiding in a... why did I say hiding? Was in a nightgown she used to wear to sleep. As well as with her reading glasses.
What's going on, Edgar? What are you doing here at this hour?
I wanted to talk to you a little bit, that's all. Serena took one look at my hacked appearance and knew I was sick. That something was going on, and on this occasion I was the fool for believing that could go on like this. Hiding the truth. That I was dying. All the warnings I ignored turned out to be true. That despite my stubbornness, I cannot solve everything on my own, and I'm not a man of iron.
So, come on in.
She invited me in as she grabbed my arm to help me walk. None of us mentioned anything about it. I guess by now it was an open secret. Huh. Oh. That's nice. I lay back on the bed, still uncovered, while she put her glasses on the table nearby. After that, she went to the window and stared at the moon through the glass. The night light magically enveloped Serena. Like a fairy of the forest. Like a creature of the darkness. She always looked so stunning in my eyes. But I don't know at what point I fell to my knees in the shadow of the man I ever once was or wanted to be. What am I supposed to do? I said to myself, after becoming aware of everything that was happening. Why did I find myself accepting my own death in spite of my terror? Of course. All this is because I...
Don't get out of bed, Edgar, please.
She rarely asked me for anything, especially not in such a serious way, so I obeyed without hesitation. I'm coming to my end, aren't I?
No.
She replied firmly.
This will not be your farewell. Because if you disappear, I will disappear with you.
Hey? No, none of that. No. I shouted, unable to contain my rage at the thought. You can't say such a thing.
This is your fault. Because you've been so selfish that you haven't thought about me. And all the times I ask you to be careful and...
She could barely finish speaking without letting out a tear.
You're so selfish.
You might be right. I replied as I dropped my head back on the pillow. Maybe it is my own selfishness that is killing me right now. And that fills me with rage. Because I feel that despite having given you all of me, you have not been able to move further at all.
What do you mean?
I told you, don't remember? I came here for you to shine. So that you could be happy in the future. 4. I stopped slowly as my head was spinning too much. I never asked you for anything like this, Edgar. I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. She came to the side of the bed and took my hands tightly. Does it really make sense for us to discuss this one more time?
No, it doesn't. Forgive me.
She tried to apologize while gently squeezing my hands. So... I'm dying, right?
It seems so.
It's not your fault, Serena. It's not her fault. I comfort her as I stroked her cheek. Actually, nothing is your fault. I've already told you.
But why does it have to end like this? Is there no other way?
She fell silent as if she had realized something. The only thing that will end today perhaps is my heartbeat. But you will still be here, and I hope that my time with you has helped you realize something important.
Something like what?
You must not hate yourself. You must not fear life, the light. I don't want you to keep running away no matter how painful it is.
You make it look so easy when you know I can't.
I know, I interrupted her.
No, once again, you know nothing.
You're wrong. Because I've seen all of you. I've stayed up late contemplating how the night embraced you and how the morning repudiated you. I've seen how you've been you have wept silently and how you laughed guiltily. I've seen it all because without being unable to avoid it, I've gone beyond. Yes. That's why I'm here, Serena. It's because I love you, from the first instant when I was enraptured by you. Is it the famous vampire charm? I laughed tiredly as she smiled tenderly in return.
No, it wasn't.
She slowly stroked my hair with an affection like that of a mother for her sick child. I finally said it. I love you, Serena. Ever since we met for the first time, I've liked you. And like a madman, I followed you. And as only a blind man in love would do, I followed you to the end of all. However, I suppose it's been my own blind love that has left me in this state. That's it. I was stupid and unaware. I thought I had everything under control. If it came down to me, I'd be able to solve anything. But I was going to be different from the others, like the protagonist of a story. But I was wrong. I'm not a protagonist. I'm not a hero. I have only been a fool who, with the intention of helping someone, had only ended up deepening their wound. Hi. She spoke so softly that I couldn't understand her. What did she want to tell me? Or maybe... Thank you, I answered without knowing what she really meant. She had me, lifting my body and holding it close to hers. She didn't want me to look directly into her face, but I knew she was crying. This was our farewell, and my consciousness was so blurred to the point that the clear reality was now based on mere supposition. Hi. She was trying to tell me, but without finishing the sentence.
If I were really a vampire, I could give you a simple kiss and you'd still be alive.
Could something like this be possible? To be honest, I didn't care whether it was true or false either. I felt a complete peace. The oziness was beginning to win over my eyelids, and the sound seemed further and further away.
Edgar?
She called out to me in sobs. A cry as mournful as it was heartbreaking. It was as painful as it was indifferent. I was going to die, wasn't I? Nothing made sense to me anymore. Right. Yeah. That's... I could feel that at any moment I was going to enter into a final sleep. I wanted to use my last seconds too. Apologize or tell her how I feel. Let's go with... second one. Let's go with that one. Yeah. Serena, I regret nothing.
Edgar!
She caressed my face with fragile tenderness. She held me in her arms, as if I were a piece of porcelain about to shatter into 1,000 pieces. It calmed me down even though I was on the edge of the abyss. I'm just afraid to leave you alone one more time. However, these days been unique, thanks to you. I know I've lied to you, and I haven't helped at all. But please, don't let it be because of my fault. Others can't enjoy your amazing magic again. Let not my farewell silence your pain, nor forbid your joy. If there is one thing I know for sure, it's that you deserve to be happy. You deserve everything. Because I love you. I could feel her shaking my more and more inert body. Lifeless. Her cold tears ran down my skin like the ink of a pen in a bitter poem. A tragic poem in which I could only dwell in her memory. Since what we have experienced together in this short time, only she and I will know. Our sad and painful secret. Now it's up to her to spread her wings to live in freedom. For me, this was my end. The end. Man, I did not expect this story to end like this. What the heck? Like deep down I was hoping, come on, just quit your job but still stay there. I was not given that. Oh, there's still more. And that's how it all ends. Not with a bang, but with a whimper. It was a quote that right now I had embedded like a splinter deep in my heart. Making my blood to be dispersed and diluted in a sea of tears. Why did it all have to end like this? Is it really my destiny? Is it my own nature? I never asked for any of this. Edgar's hollow body lying in my arms. Despite holding him tightly, I clung to the last words that came out of his voice. For they were the last and most precious thing I had left of him, along with my memories. How am I supposed to get through this when you've left this mark deep inside of me? No, I can't do it. And at this precise moment I wish only two simple things. That you would open your eyes again, or... on the other hand, I wish I could join you in your mortal dream. And I know I can't achieve both. That's why I now look up at the star-filled sky. As full of light as it is of emptiness. As full of doubts as it is of answers. What am I supposed to do now? Why does everything have to be so cruel to me? Why does even the day and life itself always flee from my hands? I'm tired of watching it all go away, and I am limited to watching it as a mere spectator. But now, to this sea of stars, I ask only that you watch over and guide this man. Edgar. Just as he gave his life for me. Just as now he turned himself into stardust. Wherever you go, I'm sure you can rest. From wherever you are, I'm sure you can see and hear me. So please don't leave me alone. Don't take your attention away from me, because I will do my best to make all your sacrifice worthwhile. I'm sure that this will not be our last goodbye. That this is not farewell. I know. That soon we can share smiles again. Tears, pain, heartbeats, and our secret love. Thank you for everything, Edgar. With love, Serena. Dude, what the... Okay, this was really good. This was ridiculously good. What? Wait, I don't remember this. I wonder what's locked here exactly. Because as far as I'm concerned, this game supposedly has one ending. And it just varies a little bit based on choices, I think? Let's see. Characteristics, yes. A single ending with 4 slight variations and various dialogue options. I mean, it was absolutely a banger of a story, to be honest. Obviously, it's kinda sad that it ended this way. Because it really seemed like there would be no problem of him quitting, like, having his blood taken and, you know, just continue hanging around. Or picking up a different, like, completely normal job there. Well, you know, like the others who work in the mansion and so on. But maybe it's me thinking that only, who knows. By the way, I will say it again, like, I absolutely adore this artwork style. I don't know, there is some magic to it, that's true. And Serena is a beauty as well. Just with the Eden game, actually, absolutely captivated by about the art style here. And you know what? The story is super cute as well. Again, it was super good. I mean, I don't really need to add anything else. I really don't need to say more. It's a good game with a banger of a story and absolutely amazing artwork that just works for me absolutely well. So with that being said, the game is linked in the description, of course, each on itch.io. Name your own prize game. Go support the dev as well. Unlock the last CG yourself. I'll do it on my own as well. You can check like different variations of text, you know, of course, you know. You can check other games as well and so on. And as for this video, of course, consider liking it if you enjoyed it. If you're new to the channel, subscribe. Join the rest of the gang, as we are very slowly growing, given that YouTube really doesn't like pushing those videos to the main page for a lot of people, apparently. So if you're around, you know, stay around. Also, Twitch in the description. Right now, trying to be there more often because time allows me to a little bit. Plus, Eula is coming around, so I want to get her. So we are playing Genshin. We are trying to get as much Primo as possible. Also, Twitch. I already said straight about Twitch. Twitter and Instagram as well. If you're into that stuff for some reason, then you can follow me there as well. On Twitter for be aware, not be sure, be aware that you will get a lot of artwork retweets if you follow me. Anywho, with that being said, hope you all have a wonderful day, and tomorrow we are playing another game. Bye bye.